Have you ever thought about the reason Abraham could not even discuss with his wife Sarah before sacrificing Isaac? This was a bold step of faith for Abraham. And I thought about that when I was studying the book of Genesis chapter 22. I see that it was immediately God gave Abraham the instruction. Immediately the next morning, he could not even discuss with Sarah that they both have this child, and instead of him to see it and discuss with Sarah that, oh, this is the instruction God gave to me. So Abraham knew that God promised him Isaac, and Isaac is a promised child to him, and if God gave him Isaac, God cannot take it back from him. That was a big faith, and you know that, okay, if God gives me, and God can take it back. So that was the kind of faith he had, and you know that if God give me this and still request for this, and He's going to give me another one. That was the faith that Abraham had. It was a very big test of faith, and this question was thrown to me when I was reading it, that if I'm given a test of faith, will I pass? Oh my God! It took me a minute to ponder on that question. That, okay, if I'm giving a test of faith, will I pass? That is a big question. So God was testing Abraham's faith and obedience, and we can see that Abraham passed the test. So, and when Isaac asked Abraham that, Daddy, where is the lamb? And what he said was that God will provide. It's a kind of big faith. It's a big faith. There are two things I see when I was studying this scripture. So I see that, number one, I see that Abraham believed that God will provide another way, because Isaac was a promised child, and Abraham believed that God cannot take him from him. And the second one is that Abraham believed that even though he killed Isaac, that God is able to raise Isaac. If he killed Isaac, that if Abraham sacrificed Isaac, and that God is able to raise Isaac back. One thing I learned about this scripture is that there's some instruction and there's some vision God gives to us also. So we don't need to discuss it with people around us. It's just personal to us. So we have so many young people out there that when God gave them an instruction, or God gave them a personal vision about their life, about their purpose, about their everything, and the next thing is that they seek confirmation from men, and I think that is not something right for us. So if God give us an instruction, or God give us an assignment placed to us, the next thing is that to work on the assignment. And if the assignment appears to be more than what we can handle, the next thing we just need to, since it was God that gave us the assignment or gave us the instruction, the next thing we need to do is to ask God, how can I go with this? Instead of why, we can ask God, what can I do? How can I do this kind of thing? These are the best thing I think we can do. It is best for us as believers, when God gives us instruction, the best thing we need to do is to work on it immediately. We don't need to prolong it. We don't need to delay it. Any instruction, any assignment, any mission, anything given to us by God, instruction, visions, everything given to us by God, the next thing immediately we should start working on it. We don't need to delay it. And instead of seeking men confirmation, I think that's not the best thing. Though you can seek counsel, but instead of seeking for confirmation that should I do this, that God gives you the instruction to do personally yourself, that is not from your pastor, is not from your spiritual leader, but it was God to you directly give you the instruction, and you're not seeking men confirmation. No, you might get discouraged at the long run, or get washed away by their opinion. So it's always best to work on instruction given to us by God immediately, without no delay. So when I was studying the scripture, I see that Abraham acted quickly and he acted quietly. For him not to inform Sarah, his wife, and inform Isaac that they want to sacrifice Isaac. So it means that he acted, quickly and quietly. So which made me see the difference between Abraham and Joseph also. So God gave Joseph a vision also, and the next thing Joseph had to do is that he discussed it with his brothers, and the discussion he had with his brother made him undergo the sufferings he went through. So, and I see that between Joseph and Abraham also. So there are some visions, there are some instructions that we don't need to even have a conversation with anybody. Now all we just have to do is just act on it very quickly and quietly without informing anybody. Are you delaying what God instructs you to do? So stop delaying, stop explaining, start acting on it now. Now is the time. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Now is the time. Start now. So I hope this video bless you. Thank you for watching.